told you that a crop top could unlock a monthly 5-figure income stream? Well, that is exactly what is happening with one of the top print-on-demand trends right now, the baby tee. And I'm not talking about t-shirts for baby. I'm talking about cheeky, cropped, ultra-personalized tops that are absolutely dominating Etsy, TikTok, and closets everywhere. And in this video, I'm going to be walking you through how you can get into this trend before it's oversaturated. Let's go. Let me set the scene. The baby tee or the Y2K tee is a t-shirt that is tighter, it's cropped. It emerged in the 1990s and 2000s with different cheeky graphics, different slogans, maybe even ironic sayings, and they are so back and reinvented in a way that makes it perfect for print on demand. We can see here that it is absolutely back from the 90s, but with a twist. Large fashion outlets like British Vogue are calling out this trend and different pop stars in today's society, saying that we're paying homage to that 90s and 2000s theme, and it is popping up in different fashion magazines everywhere. And people are taking different sayings that are part of their personality or part of pop culture right now and adding them onto different baby tees and really emerging into the spotlight from a fashion perspective. It's not just fashion outlets like this. There's all types of media outlets that are covering this trend and this topic. And as you can see here, these are products and things that us in the print on demand world have all of the abilities to do ourselves and ride this trend. And so it's perfect for people like you and me that are constantly looking for trends like this. Not only is this trending in culture and social media, so this is something that when we're thinking about large categories, things that are growing like at 1 to 2% per year. Seeing that interest in this term is up 12% is a huge opportunity for us to take a look at that and see how we can incorporate that into our businesses, knowing that this is a trend that is up in the last 6 months, which means that as we look to the back half of the year, we have so much gifting and so much holiday seasonality that we're going to be able to take advantage of. So it's the perfect time to start incorporating things like this into your store. If you've been to my channel before, you should know that I really love the data. I'm making decisions about my print on demand shop based off of what trends are happening, whether that's across Etsy, across Google, across TikTok, to make sure that whatever decisions I'm making, they are rooted in what's happening and what people actually want. You can do a lot in print on demand by guessing, which you can have success in that, but it's going to take you longer to find that success. And I'm all about, on my channel, giving you some of that free game so you're not having to spend a year trying to find the right options. You're starting off with very strategic decisions on how you can take what's happening and what's working, put your own creative spin on it, and make it rain on your own accord. And so for those of you that are new here, that's my whole shtick. And I always love taking a look at that data for my first step. And so I use an amazing tool called Everbe. I will link them in the description. And it is a back-end plugin extension to Etsy that allows us to see how many sales are happening for all the different products so we can have an idea on which products are trending, which tags are trending. I like using it as a proxy for even if you're launching a Shopify shop, because you don't always get those exact sales numbers or estimated sales numbers for all these other platforms. But the fact that we have that for Etsy, where people are coming and they're purchasing these products, is super, super helpful. So we have some of that insight before we actually start launching our own products. So I'm going at this data a little bit differently today. And what I have done here is I've used my Everbe extension to search for the term baby tee in Everbe. And then I've looked at all of the product stats for that and I've exported that list of stats. As you can see here, it's going to have all of the listings that are relating to the baby tee in their portfolio. So I have that data. And I've taken this data and I've plugged it into AI and I've distilled this down into several trends that you and I can take a look at to see what is trending well in this category that we might be able to incorporate into our shops and how exactly we would do that. What I will highlight about this is that this year alone, in the last 6 months, so from January to June, there have been over $1.2 million worth of revenue driven by this product alone. That's just an estimate off of what I could find on Everbe, and through Etsy, there's probably a ton of opportunity above that. So it is definitely an addressable market that we can start to play around with. So given all of that amazing data, I'm gonna let you know a couple of the top trends in this category right now. The first one being 90s/Y2K memorabilia and iconic kind of revival of that 90s style. Tags like Y2K baby tee, vintage crop top are all rising to the top in top selling products. And so those are areas that if you have different designs in your shop that can have that vintage spin, or you can test putting it on these types of cropped tops, could be huge revenue drivers for the back half of the year. Number two, which is not surprising and is something that's going to happen across Etsy in general, customization is queen here. Everything that has worked well with personalization on the originally like the Gildan tees and then the Bella Canvas tees and now the Comfort Colors tees are working well here with the crop tops as well and on the baby tees. So take those learnings too about you're always going to be able to charge a little bit higher of a price for something that is personalized. So that applies in this segment as well. If you have more of those personalized, customized listings, that is still showing really strong results within this category as well. The next trend, not a surprise, it's been taking Etsy by storm for the last couple of years now, and that's the Coquette theme. So think frilly pink bows, girly items, having more of those lace aesthetics are really coming to the top with these t-shirts as well. And last but not least, I've talked about it a few times and I will do a much larger segment on it moving forward. This is going to be social and identity messaging. So there are lots of people that are wanting to showcase their own views and also what they identify with on their clothing, which is not new, but that's showcasing really well within the baby tee segment too. Tees like Stars, Stripes, Human Rights have seen over 1,300% volume growth. And so those are different elements that if you have more of those purpose statements or identity statements, they're performing well within this segment too. And please don't just believe me. I came with receipts to show you a couple of examples of real shops that are absolutely crushing it. Here is an example within the tank baby tee area where there is a crop spaghetti strap, and I'm going to show you where we can access products like this. Just hang on. That has an embroidered Mrs. Smith, very simple tee. You can see here that they're charging $35.93 for this product. So definitely still in that era where this is not a saturated market yet. People are still able to charge a more premium price point because there aren't as many options on platforms like Etsy. But if we analyze this listing and we go deep and we take a look at it, we can see that this listing has only been live utilizing Everbe for 2 months. And in those 2 months, this top alone has done over $15,000 of revenue. So huge opportunities to combine a lot of those pieces that we just talked about, baby tees, personalized, something that is identity-based with who they are and celebrations that puts all of those together and marries them all in a perfect little package or a $15,000 package. Next example that we'll showcase here is a very simple cropped tee that says Later Alligator on it, a beautiful mock-up that I will once again show you how to find opportunities like that. About $30 for this t-shirt as well. And when we take a look at the individual listing data and the sales data, we can see that this listing has been live for about 11 months. And in that 11-month time segment, again, over $15,000 of revenue tied to this one SKU. So we can start to see and get the wheels turning about how successful this is being across that like vintage segment, as well as that personalized custom segment. So start to think about how this can apply to your own shop. These $15,000 listings, 5-figure listings, all have a couple of things in common. A, they're utilizing the baby tee, baby tank product mix. They have eye-catching mock-ups. They're utilizing a more niche design style that we discussed, and they're baking out their listings to have amazing SEO, titles, tags, descriptions. So let's talk a little bit about those first two pieces, which is where to find these products and where to get mock-ups that would really put this whole package together for yourself. It can be a little bit harder to find products in this baby tee niche, but don't worry, I got you. Printful is a production partner that I would definitely recommend that you check out. I will drop a link to them in the description below if you are interested in launching into this baby tee category. And the reason I say that is they have the most robust options for both tanks, tees, actual printing, as well as embroidery. So as you can see here, they offer the Bella Canvas 1012, which offers that more tank top style. Keep in mind that if you would like embroidery, like we saw on that $15,000 customized bride Mrs. Smith tank, it's gonna cost a little bit more. So printing is a slightly cheaper method because you have not as much setup and it's a different production method, but you can choose between direct to garment printing or direct to film printing. So it gives you options that really fit the needs that you want for your products. And if you want to go that embroidery route, it's definitely an option. Keep in mind here too that if you are utilizing embroidery, there will be a digitization fee involved, which means when you upload your graphic, they need to configure that graphic for their machine. And so every additional time that you're using that, it differs between text versus an actual image. You're gonna need to pay a little bit extra for that. So if you're doing customized work a lot, make sure that you're baking that into your profitability, so you're not losing money because there's gonna be an extra $3 to $6 that you have to pay for each customized item. So this is the tank option, super realistic with pricing. We saw that those other shirts were doing $30, so definitely wiggle room here to still make some profit. They also offer, with both the direct-to-garment printing and the embroidery, a standard t-shirt as well. Tons of different color options you can play around with. And once again, it's not common that we see this many applications amongst actual printing and embroidery, so you can really find something that fits what you want for your brand. And I always like to take a look at the reviews just to make sure that the quality is remaining high for every product that I list in my shop. The t-shirt here has 95 reviews, 5-star reviews, and when we go back to the tank, not as many reviews because it's a newer product, but so far super promising on what people are receiving. So take a look at Printful. I will drop them in the description below in case you want to check them out, or these products specifically. Such a good option for getting into this niche. So moving on over to the mockups piece, super, super important with these products, especially because they have a little bit more of that emotion tied to them when it comes to that like aesthetic that a lot of these different products are trying to evoke. This is an example of the tank that we already took a look at that has the Mrs. Smith right across the top, but the mock-up is phenomenal, right? They've taken the time, they've ordered a sample, so don't just take my word for it again that these are decent products. Go through, if you can afford it, buy a sample and do something cool like this and have a mock-up that is completely unique to your brand and to the products that you're launching. It's a huge unlock if you can do it for a couple of products to stand out from what's currently on the platform. And it also allows you the ability to take some more of this like video content that will be niche and super specific to only your listings. And those are all things that the customer will take a look at and they will value when they're actually wanting to choose between your product and another product. If it doesn't make sense for you to order a sample, or you're wanting to go more with this like Y2K aesthetic, I will link for you one of my favorite mock-up shops for the crop top in particular, for the baby tee in particular. And it is this shop called Top Mocks Shop. Really good sales volume here. And they have been phenomenal at these very specific baby tee mock-ups that just look so on trend with the aesthetic of that Y2K, early 90s, 2000s, and have so many options that can fit more of that niche that is working well for these tees. So check them out. Do the little bit of the elbow grease to buy some of these products, some of these mock-ups, and use Canva, use Kittle to edit them, and change the opacity, make them a little bit more like lived in, but a really great option that will help make sure that you're standing out with these like really beautiful mock-ups. So here is your baby tee game plan. You're gonna pick a sub niche, Y2K, bridal, personalized dog, whatever it is that you operate with or you're excited about. You're going to create 5 to 10 different designs that you think would perform well given all this research that we've done. Utilize Everbe, take a look at the different products that are performing well. You're then gonna make sure that you are making great mock-ups that are perfect for this niche. and you're gonna kill it. You're gonna list those products, you're gonna promote it, you're going to see what happens and hopefully ride this trend of baby tea taking off going into the holiday season. If you've enjoyed this segment, please do me a favor and like and subscribe so that way you can keep seeing my videos as they come up into your feed. I've also launched a print-on-demand newsletter that is based off specifically trends for print-on-demand. So it's called Print On Demand Pulse, www.printondemandpulse, and I will be dropping different trend edits just like this on that newsletter, probably before I'm able to actually make the video and get the video edited for my YouTube channel. So that's interesting. I actually covered this topic like last week. So for the 60 of you that are on my newsletter, thank you. Go ahead, go on here, sign up. It's completely free. I'm going to have some additional tools like my profitability calculator populating here too, if that's helpful. So help a girl out, get on my newsletter, like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.